Hey, it's Renee. Welcome here. It is February 1st, which means that January is over, and now I can tell you all the books that I read in January. There aren't a ton, so this will be a short video, quick and sweet, but I want to tell you anyway. I have all the books here beside me, except for one that I had to return to the library, but I think I already filmed a clip talking about it, so I'll put that in at some point. But here we go with the stack that's here. The first book that I'm going to talk about is True Spirituality by Francis A. Schaeffer. This was a very good read. I think this is the second, maybe third time I've read this. And it's just a reflection on how someone's life should look if they actually believe in God and how it should actually transform your life. And it was really nice. I really love his writing. He has quite a few books I recommend. They are a bit, you gotta focus when you read a little. You gotta focus, but it's worth it. So that's the first one. First one, right there. Okay, another book that I read this month, kind of tragically, was Major Pettigrew's Last Stand by Helen Simonson. Now this was my book club, the book club pick for this month. We don't really read a ton of modern novels because they're risky. You don't know if they're going to be good. And this one was kind of a disappointment. It felt like there was just so much going on. The plot, it felt confusing, didn't really make sense. There were a lot of like loose ends that instead of being resolved nicely were just, I don't know, I felt like there were some cop-outs in the plot. A lot of things that I just like did not see coming. And not in a, oh, this is a great plot twist, but just like, what is happening? I felt like it was kind of too didactic. There was too many agendas that it ruined the story. Sorry, Helen Simonson. I'm sure you put a lot of work into this, but I did not like it. Sorry. Okay. Okay, now the next one is Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Now I don't know how I feel about this one either. I don't know. I've been trying to decide if these are good books. And I think something important about a good book is that, or something that a good book has, is that like you can reread it. I don't think I would ever reread this. So that makes me think maybe it's not a good book. But I also am enjoying reading it and I do want to know what happens. The storytelling, I think, is like, it seems pretty good, I think, but it does feel like very surface level, you know, like it doesn't feel like there's anything bigger or anything really powerful in the story, you know, kind of like, I guess it's like, it kind of feels like reality TV where like, you know, it's silly and shallow, but it's still fun to watch and you love what's happening. I think it's kind of like that. I'm not 100% convinced or sold or settled on that opinion, but I don't think I would ever reread these. I think once I read them, I'm probably gonna get them out of my library, but I'm still gonna read them, so do it that way you will. You will see more. All right, okay, the next one looks real chunky, but it's not. This is The Complete Works of Shakespeare Volume 1, and I only read A Midsummer's Night Dream in this book. I actually borrowed this book from my friend. Thank you, friend. A Midsummer's Night Dream. I just read it slowly, like one act at a time. This was the book that the Literary Life podcast did this month, so I read it along with them, just like about 2 acts at a time. They talked about it, which was great. It helps you understand a lot more. I do want to keep reading more Shakespeare, slowly and surely, because he's great. Midsummer's Night Dream is really fun. I kind of want to read it again because now that I've listened to the podcast, I will definitely get a lot more the second time around. But there's also so many more Shakespeare plays to read, so we'll see. But glad I read that. Then the last one that I finished was one I had to return to the library. So I'll insert that clip right now. Hello. I am just popping in a little early because I have a book that I read, but I have to return it to the library. The book is The Hive by Camilo Jose Kayla. I really should have looked this up before this started, but Kayla, I don't know how I feel about books like this. It's like 20th century Spanish. This book won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1989. I think it feels like there's something there that's good, but I need someone to explain it to me. It's not really a chronological story. It is kind of a bunch of small vignettes that are all just smooshed together, and there's overlapping characters, and you kind of can follow but not really. You sort of remember names from previous vignettes, but it's not super clear. But then it kind of paints this overall picture. It's kind of set in the city of Madrid, and by the end I was kind of getting a sense of something. I don't know, it was saying something, but I couldn't quite figure it out. I want someone to explain this book to me, is what I want. So I'm very hesitant to say what I think, because initially I kind of hated it. Is the truth. But I feel like there's something I'm not getting. So that's this one, The Hive. Hello, it's Renee from The Next Day, because I realized I forgot to talk about a book. I was going over my list and I said, oops, missed that one. It's because it was an audiobook. I listened to one audiobook this month at the beginning of the month when I was doing some driving, and it was Peter and Wendy by J.M. Barrie. Actually, I think on Audible it might be called Peter Pan, but when I googled it, I'm pretty sure that the book is supposed to be called Peter and Wendy and the play is Peter Pan, but I was a little confused, is the truth. Anyway, it was the quintessential Peter Pan story with Wendy and Neverland, etc. And it was read by Lily Collins, which was really lovely, and it was a really magical story. There are a lot of things in it that to the modern ear you're kind of like, but overall it was really interesting and wildly creative, and I feel like there's so much more there that I didn't get, which I love in a story, when it just is really inviting a rereading. So I would recommend a listen. It was really good, and it was short enough where you could, and like engaging enough and simple enough where it seemed really easy to follow via audiobook. It was a really good one, and I forgot to mention it, so I had to mention it. But yes, okay, thank you, bye. And that was all the books that I finished reading in January. Wasn't a crazy ton, but I do feel like I read quite a bit. But I'm just close to being done some other ones, or in the middle of other ones. You'll probably see them in February. You can look forward to February. Little cliffhanger. Yes, anyway, I hope that you enjoyed. Maybe got some recommendations or some warnings. I hope I read better books next month, is the truth. But I think I will. I hope you're having a great day. Please like this video. Please subscribe. And I'll talk to you soon.